Good morning, Millennial Morticians. Happy Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. Boy, do I have a surprise for you guys this week. The Champion Embalming Company has decided to partner up with this incredible podcast. I have a few of the representatives here today, and they are excited to talk about our partnership, about their company, and about the legacy we plan on building for the future. As Millennial Morticians, you know I will never bring anybody on this podcast that is not for you and pro innovation in the funeral service industry, and these guys are ready, they're prepared, and they know their stuff. They have a long legacy in this industry and with the Champion Company. Please welcome to the platform Mr. Rick Jordan and Mr. Steve Short. Hi, guys. Thanks for being with me today.
Hey, Jaden, thanks for having us. We appreciate this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this incredible partnership. I believe in you guys. I see the future with Champion, and it's looking very bright.
Thank you. We were just saying how proud we are of you, actually. We want to give you props and your kudos because you've done a lot. Even at a very young age, we can tell you have passion and drive, and that's important. So, very well, and kudos, and thanks for having us on the show.
Of course, of course. Well, let's get right into it. What sparked your interest in joining the funeral service industry?
Well, for me, growing up, I never would have saw myself anything to do with a funeral home or funeral service. None of that would have appealed to me. But really, when I was around your age, I was introduced to a local family owned company here from Springfield, Ohio, the Champion Company. And so I was instructed, I was taught. And as I got going, I learned exactly how what we did impacted families at one of the most critical times of what they're dealing with. And so that meant something to me. And that helping them in these times really stood out and is one of the things that really sparked my interest to this industry.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's you have kind of the same interest as me as I got into this industry at a very young age and just passion driven. Once you're in, once you get that funeral bug, as we say, you have it. It's with you. So, over the years, what aspects of the Champion Company's culture or mission made you stay?
Well, culture, as you know, is so important. It is really important. People will leave a job and take lesser pay for a better culture. And so, culture is something that the leadership at the Champion Company is really invested in. They've taken time and energy to really instill their core values in amongst company culture. And a couple of those core values are what really stood out to me. One of them was integrity, another was relationships. Those really matched with my personal values. And for me, that was something that said, you know what, this resonates with me and I'm staying. So I've been with Champion now for a couple decades, believe it or not. Telling my age.
That's incredible because that shows the audience that you believe in the vision. You were there from pretty much the start, and you've just seen it grow into something bigger than you could have ever imagined it to be. That's incredible. What makes the Champion Company stand out from other fluid manufacturers out there?
Yeah, actually, on that one, Jaden, I would say that's a really great question. Many don't realize that Champion, we actually have four generations of embalming solutions. We have our non-toxic solutions for green burials. And as you know, a lot of the other fluid companies in the industry have mainly focused on formaldehyde. I think that's really what makes us stand out. For many years, we've focused on newer products that are not only safer, but perform even better. We still offer the traditional formaldehyde solutions, but we've also created the reduced exposure line. These products are like a blend of formaldehyde and glutaraldehyde. And this helps reduce the exposure and actually give a more lifelike texture and appearance to the tissue. And then we have our third generation, which we call New Era Millennium. In this line, we've really totally eliminated the formaldehyde exposure. And not to mention, they give you the ultimate lifelike complexion and texture to the tissue. I'd be interested, Jaden. I mean, what do you think makes us stand out or makes us different in the industry?
I think what makes the Champion Company stand out in the industry is a word called evolution. And you guys have stood on evolution since the very beginning. All of your products from this generation to that generation, you have consistently made it better in some way, shape, or form. And what I like about you guys is you don't think about your product as just being a product, and that you take your products and you learn from them and you build on them. And that shows, and people can recognize that. And just seeing it develop into this, getting ready to be this fourth generation line, is just incredible stuff. And you're showing people, yeah, you can enjoy our past products, but also get ready to be prepared to receive what we have coming, because it's only going to get better from here.
Thank you. That's really nice. I appreciate you saying that.
I love it, man. I love you guys' products.
Good.
Look, I can stand by it any day. You guys already know. Are there any
Hey,
specific products you particularly proud of at the Champion Company? Oh, you're welcome.
Could you repeat that question again? Sorry.
Are there any specific products, particularly that you're proud of at the Champion Company, that you guys came out with?
Well, yeah, we hear from customers all the time. Okay, they'll tell us, especially now, that there's just no such thing as a normal body these days. There's increasing challenges, increasing medications. And so when people get difficult situations, they know us for a lot of those. So for me, like when I hear someone gets a jaundice body, for instance, they want something that's not going to turn the body green. They're not going to have to put a ton of makeup and cosmetics on them. And so that's why I'm proud of John Dial. John Dial is something that actually works without the yellow to green. Or if they have like an edema problem, bodies that have swelling on them, you want to pull the moisture without the wrinkling and the pruning and the over dehydration issues. Zeros is like our top seller. But I'm especially proud of Omega. Omega for us has been really big because regardless of what gets thrown at an embalmer, we call it the insurance policy. We say you can use it so many different ways, but put a little bit on everybody, because that one specifically, boy, it definitely has helped out in over so many different areas. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, I know you use a lot of our products, Jaden. I mean, what do you think? Like, which ones stand out to you?
Oh man, so many of these products I can honestly say have saved my behind. Um, Especially as the funeral home apprentice. But one that I stick to, Omega. Oh my gosh, great product. Great product. Edema, that fluid, I use that just about almost on everybody, just as a precautionary. Great stuff. You can see the fluid just as soon as you start embalming going straight down. Like,
Nice.
it's instant work. Like, some of these products, I just know them in out. John Dial. Oh my gosh. You can use that. Not only are you gonna get the firmness and the texture, but that yellowing, that pigment is gonna be gone. Basically. So many great products that have just been tried and tested, and they're true. But that Omega decomp is something special. Let's just put that out there.
Okay. I love to hear that, especially in warmer places where like you.
Right. Now, as a forward-thinking company, what challenges or pushback do you face from the industry?
Well, change is always hard. People, it's many times it takes them a while to get on board, especially to adopt new technologies. And in this industry, which is very traditional as funeral service, you've got many people who've done the same thing, use the same products for years after years. But usually you give them some time. When they get a chance to try it, give them a chance to experience it firsthand. And that's when they're able to start seeing the benefits. They see the lifelike pliability. They see the natural color without the need of all the cosmetics. They see the end results. And usually that's the thing that hooks them and helps them to come around.
Wow, that is a powerful statement right there. And you guys give people that opportunity. And that's what I like about you. You still sell those older generations to still make people happy. And that goes such a long way to show that you care about all the clientele and all the different genres and industries and the marketplaces that they're in, because certain people just need certain things, and they're just not willing to let it go quite yet. But you give them an opportunity to hang on to you guys. I love that.
Yes, yes.
How is Champion prepared for the future, given the rising health concerns, tighter regulations around formaldehyde use, the EPA?
I'll let you
that's
take
actually
this one, Steve.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I think that's actually a really great question, Jaden. Today there's a growing amount of young people, and especially women, joining the funeral industry. And it seems like they're just more and more concerned about their personal safety. And that's something I feel Champion's really been leading the way in that area by developing solutions that address many of those concerns. And I think that people like that we provide all the data points and all the information to really help professionals like yourself even make knowledgeable decisions about how to be safer in the prep room. Not even now, but in the future. You know
That's a
what I feel?
powerful statement, Mr. Steve. And that's what we look forward to, the future. And so things are constantly changing, the market's constantly changing, and the demands of what federal regulations on the funeral industry, which are very intense, are constantly changing. And just to see that Champion is a step ahead of that already with your new lines. I mean, it's obvious you knew this day was coming, it seems like. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we work to try to prepare for that ahead of time. And that's kind of positioned us to be in a spot now so that we're ready for not just now, but even whatever comes in the future.
Wow, incredible. Well, what exciting things can we expect from Champion at the upcoming NFDA convention? Oh, I'm so excited about it.
Well, I'll give you a little teaser, okay? Because we do have some big things planned, something a little different for us. For New Orleans, we're planning on wanting people to take a journey. Now, to find out a little bit more about that journey, you got to stop and see us at the booth. It's booth 2549. So I want you to come in New Orleans and meet us at the booth so you can learn a little bit more about this journey.
Guys, you heard it here. Champion says you got to see them at the booth. And see, luckily me, I always keep tabs on them. I know exactly where they're at. So I best believe I'm
Yes.
That is incredible. So we got to take a journey, and we're going to take it with you guys at NFDA in New Orleans.
Yes.
And I hear from this podcast, Millennial Mortician, I might be there. I'm not sure, though. You got to come and find out. Might be some special surprises there, too, for the audience. Who knows?
I would like to see
We're
it. You're going to
definitely
tell us
excited.
about it soon.
Well, guys, I know you guys are extremely busy, and I know we're all gearing up for NFDA, getting our forklifts out and getting our booths ready. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys' compassion for this industry and the love you bring to it each and every day.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate you. Thank you for having us on the show. This has been a nice experience.
Absolutely. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, Jaden.
Well, guys, that is the end of today's incredible episode of this podcast. I look forward to seeing you guys at the NFDA convention, and be sure to check out the Champion Embalming Company. They are the new sponsor of this incredible podcast. And guys, I can't wait to see where the future takes us. You guys have a blessed week. And remember, as always, this is the podcast that